The Morse code box. It's a very simple electric circuit that the children can construct themselves. We've designed it for children from the age of 7 upwards, but younger children can do it as well. All the things you need are in the kit, except the glue you will need. I like Copidex, but you can use Pritt Stick as well. The worksheet has a picture of the finished kit on the front, just to let you see what the finished product is. It also has a circuit diagram. It's quite important that children should be able to follow circuit diagrams. They're really a very simple way of doing things. It has the correct symbol for a push switch, a battery and a buzzer, and the contacts and the correct colours of the wires that they're going to join. Beneath that is the Morse code alphabet. It's just a series of dots and dashes. The dots happen when you push the button down quickly, and the dashes when you push it down to count 1, 2, 3 in your head. And that's all you do to make the Morse code sound. We've given you numbers as well. Now, the first thing you always do when you're making a kit, even out of IKEA, is to make sure that you've got all the kit contents. At the back of the worksheet, you have the kit contents. They are they're in pictorial form so that the children will realise what they are. First one you are asked to look for is the buzzer. Now, this is the buzzer. It comes with 2 self-adhesive pads attached to the base. It has 2 wires, a red one and a black one, and that is what it looks like, just as the illustration. If you notice, we've put the 2 self-adhesive pads not on the base, because the base of the buzzer is a metal plate, and the metal plate vibrates when the circuit's connected and switches on, and it's the vibration that gives the noise. So if you put sticky pads over that, it wouldn't allow it to vibrate. You've always got to leave that clear. We've designed the sticky pads so that they hold it slightly, just less than a millimetre above the level of the card when it's down, so that it gives enough room for the sound to be produced. Also, on the base of the buzzer, it says 1.5 volts. It's a good idea to have the children check out that the battery will give them the energy to work a 1.5 volt buzzer. So we'll take out a battery. If you notice, the battery also says 1.5 volts. So check that out with the children so that they understand that it's all right. The next thing is a push switch. Maybe they've not seen a push switch out of a circuit before, so we've done a drawing of the push switch. This is what a push switch looks like. It's got a nut and a bolt. We've eased the nut so that little children can take it off. It's also got 2 little holes in the metal contacts, and these are what you use to connect the circuit. The next thing you're looking for is the battery. Well, we have that, but we always give 2 batteries in each kit so that you have a spare. You'll just open up the packet and get a single battery out to start with. The next thing is a battery holder. Base of the battery holder has a sticky pad. It has a black wire and a red wire. The black wire has a solder tag attached to it. That helps to join the circuit. Now, you also need a spare sticky pad. And the last thing of all in the polythene bag is the card. Now, this card is designed to fold to make the box. So that's everything in the kit. And you remember, you need some glue as well. Now you're ready to get started. So we'll work through the illustrated instructions stage by stage. The first thing, it says bend the side flaps of the card. Now, the flaps of the card have got dotted lines, and that's where you bend. You bend along the dotted lines. release the card. Sometimes it sticks a little bit. Bend along the dotted lines, all of them. We don't finish the box and glue it together until the circuit's completed. I've found through experience it's much easier to make your circuit if you've got an open-ended box. So that's the first instruction. You've bent the card to form a box. Next instruction says screw the nut off the push switch but leave the washer on. Well, it's relatively easy. You screw the nut off this push switch and leave the washer on. Leave it down. That's the washer and that's the nut. Push the switch through the hole in the card. Push it through the hole in the card. And screw the nut back on. It's better to do this right away so that you don't lose the nut. So it's easier to screw it on by twisting the base. It screws it on nice and tight, and you want it tight. This will never be removed. That is constructed. That is your push switch that you will push to make your signal when you've got the battery inserted and the buzzer. So that's instruction 3. Instruction 4 says push the red and black wire of the buzzer through the slit on the top of the box. So you need to take the buzzer. It's got a red and a black wire. The box has a slit in the top. You push both wires through the slit. It's not hard to do. Pull them through and that gets your buzzer in place. The wires are through the base. That's where all your assembly is going to be. Use the sticky pads on the bottom of the buzzer to fix it to the box top. To do that, you remove the seals to the sticky pads. Just take them off and place it neatly on the box top. Maybe not too near the buzzer, not too near the switch. Try and centre it, make it a nice fit. Don't push it down too hard because remember what I said about the metal plates causing the buzz. So that's the top of your box, your box ready. The next thing is fit the battery into the battery holder. Maybe we've never done this before. The battery holder has got a spring at one end. The flat part of the battery is pressed against that spring and it's clicked in, and that makes it safe and secure. Now it doesn't say in the instructions, but a very good idea to do when you're making a circuit is to test the circuit. You've already got the components in place. You touch the wires, the bare wires from the red wires and the bare wires from the black wires. And if it makes a noise, your circuit is correctly assembled. Well, it's right. You've got your battery and your push switch all working. So you've got all that working. So it says turn the box over and now you join the wires. Now this is the hard bit. Well, it's hard for me because I'm not got very good fingers. The children find it relatively easy. You push the red wires through the holes in the push switch. They're very small holes. They're very difficult to get the wires through. Twist the wires round so it doesn't matter even if you only get one wire through. It will make a good contact. Get quite a few wires through. Bend the wires over and twist them round. They'll never come off again. So that's the wire from the buzzer going into the push switch. The next thing to do is to put the wire from the battery holder onto the other contact on the push switch. You push it through the other hole carefully. I've tried to get bigger push switches, bigger switches with bigger holes, but they're just not available. But little children can do it easier than I can. And you twist the wires carefully around again, making good contact. Give them a wee tug, make sure they're tight. Now it says in bold letters, take care that those wires do not touch. If you let the two red wires touch, the buzzer will be on all the time. It will never stop. It'll drive you mad and it'll use up all your batteries. But we've got it assembled. The next thing to do is complete the circuit by joining the black wires. So that's relatively easy. It just goes through the hole in the soldering tag, twists round and makes good contact. Now let's test it again. It works. So we can complete our circuit. To do this, we stick the battery, use the glue stick, oh no, twist the black wire. Now we're going to glue the box together. To do this, you turn it face up and you put glue on the tabs. Those 4 areas get glue put onto them. You can use a Pritt stick to glue, or I like Copatex best. And they just get folded under to make the box. Hold it slightly for a little while just to let the glue set a little bit. Oh, we're making contact. We didn't intend to, but we are. Now you have got your box glued together and secure. You see the 2 red wires are touching, and that's what I said don't do. I'm doing it myself. That's all you have to do, separate the bare wires. Once you have them stuck in place, it's all right. Then the next thing is to stick the battery inside the box. On one side is good, hold it tight, and you use the spare tab to stick, where did I put the spare tab? Use the spare tab, here it is. Use the spare tab to stick the solder tag to the opposite side, and that keeps the wires secure. All the circuit is inside the box, so it's not visible from the outside. It's a good idea also to have the children check out the Morse code alphabet, get a pen and write their name in dots and dashes on the box so that they can identify their own box. This sticky pad is being a bit awkward. You stick the tab onto the sticky pad. And that is your box complete and your circuit complete. Complete it by using a pen and just drawing on it. Put your name on in Morse code. 1 dot is push and a dash is push longer. Dot, dash, dot, dash. The box itself acts as a sounding pad, so you get really good noise coming through with the small buzzer on. It travels quite a distance. So you've made your circuit, you've completed your Morse code box. All you've got to do now is decorate and use it to signal your friends. Thank you for listening.